Guys buy drinks for ladies. Ladies they hardly know. And after an $80 bar tab, all they're left with is a fake name and a fake phone number. Now it's 2 o'clock in the morning. This guy's making his way home, gets off the highway exit closest to his home. At the red light, a homeless man approaches his vehicle. The man in the car rolls up his window and thinks to himself, why would I give that guy $1? He'd probably just spend it on alcohol. Women like guys with new cars. They like guys with new cars. But it's fair to say he had an older car. One that made noises that he didn't want to hear. And he sat there and thought to himself, I could fix what I know is broken to increase longevity of what I already have. Or I could get rid of it for something smaller, younger, and prettier that I'm more comfortable bringing to my high school reunion. I think women should be less concerned with what cars men drive and simply that those men are driven. It's a true story. I was having a long conversation with a girl at the end of a poetry event. She was smitten by what she heard. And we started to delve further and further into conversation, and then she exposed herself as being very much a conspiracy theorist. This is a true story. A little funny, but mostly terrifying. So she said that the social security numbers just exist so that the government can track us and control us. Conversation went on, thankfully, and at the end of it, she said, well, are you on like Facebook or Instagram? We should exchange and follow each other. And I said, actually, I don't have Facebook or Instagram. And she says, what, are you kidding me? Like, everybody's on social media. Okay. I'm going to assume you guys get how ridiculous that whole thing was. I learned a lot about wealth sitting at the intersection in South Florida years ago. I learned a lot about wealth. I saw a homeless man approach this guy in a very, very beautiful BMW. The guy inside, wearing a suit, has a brand new Starbucks latte sitting in the center console. So I thought about wealth because, frankly, the homeless man approaching the BMW probably has $4 in his pocket. But the man in the BMW owes $64,000 for the car, $460,000 for the condo he's driving to, $890 for the suit he's wearing, and $5.48 for the latte sitting in the center console. He is negative $673,000, but the homeless man is positive $3. Cool. All right. Is that your kind of way of saying okay? That was good. Okay. A few more. A lot of these are inspired because I grew up in South Florida. This next one is definitely inspired by South Florida. So I don't know if you know this, but it is illegal for you to cut someone's face so severely that even their friends and family cannot recognize them. And it is obviously against the law for you to stab someone in the chest with a knife. Unless they pay you for it, that's cosmetic surgery. I didn't pay you, it's illegal. Or just cheap. Many would kill for fame, but if you take a long, hard look at the casualties of celebrities, it seems it is fame that does the killing. Two more. In the midst of all this frantic behavior going on with COVID and quarantine, I have learned a lot about life and what all that means. See, because they kept saying the mortality rate was 3%, 0.4%. It went up and down, and already I could not trust the news because the mortality rate is 100%. We are all mortal. I learned a really hard lesson. People who know me know that I am very deep and philosophical. So there was a point in time where I actually called a few of the people close to me and shared with them and disclosed some sensitive information. I said I had just come from the hospital and found out that I had a terminal condition. I found out that I had a terminal condition and that there was nothing that could be done about it. So frantically, obviously, my friends felt compelled to go on Google and WebMD because they consider themselves, better authorities than anyone else I had spoken to. And they said, "What is this called? What is your terminal condition called? I want to find out and see if there's any way I can help." And I said, "Well, there's tons of really fancy names for it, but most people just call it a pulse." Last one. See, they didn't appreciate that either. Like, you're just kidding. Like, no, everything I said was true. So, you don't gain any strength, and I don't know if there's bodybuilders. You don't gain any strength by putting no weights on opposite side of the pole that you plan to lift, right? You don't gain any strength from doing that. You don't gain any speed by running in place. You don't get any faster. And you don't build up your endurance in any way if you stop the moment you start perspiring. All these are true, correct? And yet, knowing all of this, knowing that we don't get stronger, more durable, or faster without challenge, I find all too often that people surround themselves with people who agree with everything they say, with everything they believe, and they reject every single person that challenges them in any way. And you wonder why nothing's different. You wonder why nothing changes. You wonder why you gain nothing from their company. Because you are doing what I call social masturbation. Surrounding yourself with people just like you, think like you, feel like you. You're better off just being alone. Thank you.